I have a goddamn plan!
Yes. This time, Dutch has another plan. Not Tahiti, not one last score. This time, Dutch is building a football team for the FIFA World Cup 2026. And honestly, that already sounds dangerous. Because our manager is Dutch, a man who gives more speeches than tactics. So let's build the RDR2 World Cup squad with 2-4-4 formation. First, Dutch places Tilly, Karen, and Sean in midfield. Not because this is the safest choice, but because Dutch probably thinks energy is a tactic. Tilly would be the calm midfielder. In RDR2, she is one of the most level-headed members of the gang, so she fits the role of keeping possession and maintaining balance when everyone else starts losing control. Karen would be the fearless midfielder, bold, aggressive, and never afraid of pressure. And then there is Sean. Sean in midfield is pure chaos. He would run everywhere, shout at everyone, ignore half the tactics, and somehow still create a chance. And for the last midfield spot, Dutch picks Micah Bell, which is either genius or the worst decision in World Cup history. In RDR2, Micah is fast, selfish, violent, unpredictable, and always looking for a way to start trouble. He is not the kind of player who listens to tactics. He is the kind of player who hears teamwork and immediately takes the shot himself. That is why Micah fits best as a right midfielder or wide attacker. Put him too close to defense and he will give away a penalty. Put him as striker and he will never pass to Arthur or John. But on the wing, Micah can run, provoke, foul, cut inside, and cause complete chaos. The outcome? Micah probably scores one dirty goal, celebrates like he won the whole tournament, then gets a red card 5 minutes later for fighting the defender. So, yes, Micah is dangerous, but he is also the reason Dutch needs a bench. And then we have John Marston. John is not the cleanest member of the gang. He is rough, stubborn, messy, and looks exhausted before kickoff. But that is exactly why John matters. He is far from perfect, missing chances, making mistakes, and getting knocked down. But somehow, he always comes back when it matters most. So Dutch does not put John in defense. John belongs up front. Not the perfect finisher, but the man who wastes 2 easy chances, then scores the ugliest last-minute winner of the whole tournament. Now for the defense. Dutch goes with Javier, Charles, Sadie, and Lenny. Javier plays as the right back. He has style, speed, and confidence on the ball. He might go forward too much, but at least the crosses will look beautiful. Charles is the first center back. Calm, strong, disciplined, and probably the cleanest defender in the whole squad. No drama, no panic, just solid defending. Beside him, Dutch puts Sadie. And honestly, that striker should start praying. Sadie is aggressive, fearless, and impossible to bully. She would not just stop attacks, she would make the attacker regret starting one. And on the left, there is Lenny. Young, smart, quick, and reliable. He may not be the loudest name in the squad, but he is exactly the kind of player every team needs. So this defense has style, strength, aggression, and intelligence. Which means for once, Dutch might have actually made a decent choice. And in goalkeeper, Dutch puts Bill Williamson, which sounds risky. Bill is loud, stubborn, physical, and always ready to blame someone else. That is perfect goalkeeper behavior. The outcome? Bill makes one unbelievable save, then lets in an easy goal 5 minutes later, and immediately starts yelling at Javier. And of course, Dutch needs Hosea as his assistant, because Dutch gives the speeches, but Hosea is the only one who might actually understand tactics. What is the trying to fix Dutch's one more plan before it destroys the whole match? And on the bench, there is Uncle. Not because he is waiting for a tactical substitution, but because, of course, he has lumbago. Uncle would spend the whole match giving advice, complaining about his back, and claiming he could have scored, if he was fully fit. And finally, we have Arthur Morgan. Arthur is not just another player in this squad. Arthur is the face of the team, the leader, the pressure carrier, the one every teammate looks for when the match starts falling apart. For Argentina, that player is Messi. For Portugal, it is Ronaldo. For Brazil, it is Neymar. And for the Vanderlyn squad, it is Arthur Morgan. So Dutch puts Arthur up front as the main striker. Not because he is the flashiest, but because when everything is on the line, Arthur is the man you trust with the final chance. The outcome? Arthur carries the attack, scores the goal everyone remembers, and proves why this team was always built around him. So that is the Vanderlinde World Cup squad. A team full of loyalty, violence, bad decisions, and one manager who thinks speeches count as tactics. Honestly, this squad could either win the World Cup or start a full gang war before halftime. Arthur might carry them. John might score by accident. Bill might blame the grass. Uncle might still be injured. And Micah is probably already arguing with VAR. But be honest, would this team actually win? Or would Dutch lose the final and say, "We just need one more tournament"? Comment your starting 11.